Hi, I'm a prepping biatch. Can cops enter your home without a warrant? The answer is yes. Exigent circumstances or warrantless intrusion may be justified by hot pursuit of a fleeing felon, or imminent destruction of evidence, or the need to prevent a suspect's escape, or the risk of danger to the police or to other persons inside or outside the dwelling. Fresh or hot pursuit, or at the end of a substantially continuous investigation. A continuous investigation from crime to arrest of the subject in his home, within a limited time period, for example, within hours, and without an opportunity to stop and obtain an arrest warrant, is fresh pursuit. It is not necessary that the suspect be physically in view during the pursuit. It is fresh pursuit when the officers go to the respective suspects' homes, make a warrantless entry, and arrest the suspects. This was found to be necessary to prevent the escape of the suspect and the destruction of evidence. Tracing an armed robbery suspect by the vehicle description and license number to a particular residence justifies a warrantless entry. The entry and securing of the home pending the obtaining of a search warrant, immediately following a gang shooting, was justified when it was believed that a second shooter and the firearms used were likely in the house. And here's a big one. A reasonable belief in the imminent threat to life or the welfare of a person within the home, with probable cause to believe a missing person was inside, and a reasonable belief that the person inside needed aid, justified a warrantless entry. Entering a house without consent or a warrant to take a suspected DUI driver into custody and to remove him from the house for identification and arrest by a private citizen who saw defendants driving, held to be legal. The fact that the defendant's blood alcohol level might dissipate to some degree pending the obtaining of a telephonic arrest warrant, plus the fact that the suspect might leave and drive again, was sufficient cause to establish an exigent circumstance. It's called exigent circumstance. Look it up if you don't believe me. An exigent circumstance, in the American law of criminal procedure, allows law enforcement to enter a structure without a search warrant, or if they have a knock-and-announce warrant, without knocking and waiting for refusal under certain circumstances. It must be a situation where people are in imminent danger, evidence faces imminent destruction, or a suspect will escape. In the criminal procedure context, exigent circumstance means an emergency situation requiring swift action to prevent imminent danger to life or serious damage to property, or to forestall the imminent escape of a suspect, or destruction of evidence. There is no ready litmus test for determining whether such circumstances exist, and in each case the extraordinary situation must be measured by the facts known by officials. 1. Those circumstances that would cause a reasonable person to believe that entry, or other relevant prompt action, was necessary to prevent physical harm to the officers or other persons, the destruction of relevant evidence, the escape of a suspect, or some other consequence improperly frustrating legitimate law enforcement efforts. Exigent circumstances may make a warrantless search constitutional if probable cause exists. The existence of exigent circumstances is a mixed question of law and fact. 3. There is no absolute test for determining if exigent circumstances exist, but general factors have been identified. These include clear evidence of probable cause, the seriousness of the offense and likelihood of destruction of evidence, limitations on the search to minimize the intrusion only to preventing destruction of evidence, and clear indications of exigency. Exigency may be determined by degree of urgency involved, amount of time needed to get a search warrant, whether evidence is about to be removed or destroyed, danger at the site, knowledge of the suspect that police are on his or her trail, and already destructibility of the evidence. In determining the time necessary to obtain a warrant, a telephonic warrant should be considered, as electronic data may be altered or eradicated in seconds. In a factually compelling case, the doctrine of exigent circumstances will support a warrantless seizure. Even in exigent circumstances, while a warrantless seizure may be permitted, a subsequent warrant to search may still be necessary. So all you people that are yelling and screaming about your rights, don't even know what you're talking about, do some research. For the love of God, you can't tell by a video why the police are choosing to enter a home. Now about that video where I left a comment and got flack, that the word actors did not mean Boston victims were movie actors, he meant perpetrators. The words are interchangeable. Here's the same term from a UN document about cybercrime. Where identify information is obtained by criminals, it can be abused to launder money, to commit fraud and to enable illicit activity, and irregular movement for organized crime purposes include human trafficking, migrant smuggling and even terrorism. Millions of dollars can be stolen using false identification either in highly sophisticated single events, or as millions of smaller incidents. In the hands of unscrupulous criminal actors, these criminal profits can be used to commit further crime.
Space is filled with a network of wormholes. You might emerge somewhere else in space, somewhere else in time. The sky calls to us. We do not destroy ourselves.